Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. That just flows so easily, doesn't it? In the last episode, a lot of you guys wanted to see the briefing. Alright, you guys wanted it. We will do it. So,
Welcome back, Helgoland.
what are my orders, Captain Deadeyes?
Come in, Captain. I have just received your orders from Naval High Command. Unfortunately, our situation has just changed for the worse. Have a look at this. Following our invasion of Poland, England and France have now declared war on us. A situation not anticipated by Berlin. This, of course, means that we are now up against the most powerful fleet in the world, the Royal Navy. An uneven match, if ever there was one. The British fleet numbers 255 warships. We merely have 34. Which leaves us with only one hope. Our U-boats. Our enemies have set up a naval blockade which traps our battleships in their ports or forces them into direct confrontation out at sea. A situation that must be avoided at all cost at this moment. Only smaller forces like the submarines can evade this blockade and make for the open sea. We currently possess 46 U-boats. 22 are ready for battle. You will command one of them, Captain. Make good use of her. Strategically, as Commodore Dönitz has explained, our overall objective is to exploit England's dependence on imported goods and strike her without direct confrontation by cutting off all supply lines and starving its people until the king himself begs for mercy. Your goal for now is to attack and inflict as much damage as possible along Britain's main coastal supply routes. Focus your attacks primarily on unescorted convoys and freighters. This will disrupt the enemy's supply lines, slow down their shipyard production, and diminish their overall shipping power. Let's give those Tommies hell. They'll never know what hit them. Good hunting, Captain.
Alright, well, I feel more briefed. That is our objective. Good. Okay, well, I will see you guys on the other side of the load screen, and we're back out at sea. There we go, coffee's still cooking in. See you guys in a bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back aboard the Grey Wolf, setting sail, well, leaving port. I'm taking up to speed 2, I think. I've got our course set out of Kiel, and off to Scapa Flow, which is where we're gonna go. So we've got a little under a month
on the horizon. Bearing 20
to do this mission. Located on the Orkney Islands north of Scotland, Scapa Flow is a natural harbor and the main fleet anchorage of the Royal Navy, and is seen by most as something of an impregnable fortress, particularly against submarine attack. Penetrating this fortress and sinking any Allied capital ship will greatly boost the morale of our troops and send a resounding message to Churchill that there is no hiding from our U-boats. So without question, that is where we're heading. With the mod, I'm guessing it's Open Horizons. It's a little more difficult in 2.5 than it was.
1, 2.
In 2.2, that's okay. We can persevere as long as we sink one of these battleships. That's all that matters. I'd like to do 2, but if we can only get 1, we can only get 1. We got a full host of torpedoes, and critically, we got 9 promotion points to spend. Huh. Okay. Torpedo Man. First things first. Torpedo microwave. That is what I selected there, right? Do I not? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what this is. The lack of a tooltip is not... It's not endearing. I'd like to know... Why doesn't any of it... Why... I thought we had that done, didn't we? I thought we had that. Maybe we didn't? Okay, well I do want the microwaver. So we'll get a grouping of that, a set of that. I wouldn't mind some dive training, get us under a little bit quicker. Sound might not be bad, and radio might not be bad. Let's do both. There we go. Okay, so the crew's getting trained up. If I leave and come back, will I see what I've done? Not in the slightest. Yay! I've moved around the load order, putting the new UI first, and then Open Horizons. That's done nothing. So, fine, whatever. I'm not that concerned about it. I'll deal. Such is life. Ooh, a Stuka? Somewhere. Not gonna start singing. That would be ridiculous. But if I am singing, that means it's probably about time to hit the old time acceleration. Just one thing, and I knew this was gonna happen. I would just like to put a friendly reminder out there as you're getting buzzed by aircraft. That is not a Stuka at all. That this is a weekly series. So, you know, one episode a week, and those episodes get recorded on a weekend. I'd love to be able to give you a more specific time than that, but I don't want to because each weekend is like a snowflake. It's unique and different. So, by Sunday, I will have an episode of Silent Hunter 5 out. If I haven't by Monday morning, feel free to bug me. Before then, don't bother, because it's coming. I'm not gonna do this. I wouldn't start a series that is this, like, just don't worry, it's coming, okay? So, yeah, that's it. See you guys when we get something exciting to share. See you in a bit. Alright, so we are getting close to Scapa Flow, and we've got two friends coming by for a look-see. How deep is it?
Keel is 76 meters.
I wouldn't mind
I'll stop.
stopping. If we take a look at this, chances are they continue on this course. One will be in front, one will be behind. So, what we need is to get control of my head and head on up to the periscope station. And up it comes. Now, you can control the periscopes with, so this one, the targeting one, you can go delete to go down, insert to go up, or shift delete to go all the way down, shift insert to go all the way up. And for the other periscope, it's the same, but with page up and page down. So, with these two destroyers coming our way, I'd rather not use up too many torpedoes sinking escorts before going in, but I'm not exactly the sneakiest sub-captain in the land. We might have to take a shot or two, which will be fine. You know, that's not a big concern. Let's see. So that one's behind, that one's in front. So what we would want to do, thankfully it's a gross foggy day.
Set to 1 meters.
What we would want to do is try and hit them close to the same time, obviously. So, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time waiting on this. Maybe just a little bit. Like,
moving slow, moving away.
I don't want the torpedoes to turn that much.
Long range.
I want these to be a pretty dead-on hit. And You know what? Let's just do it. Acquire the lock, break the lock, fire.
Tube 1.
Get this one set up.
Torpedo depth set to 1 meters.
Okay, get the lock, break the lock, and fire.
Firing tube 5.
Okay, so let's get out into the cheaty view. The nice thing is these guys are close. Oh, I should have warmed up these torpedoes.
Torpedo impact.
All right, well, that's one noseless destroyer.
Torpedo impact.
And that's another dead destroyer. Okay. I'm not a fan of using up all of those torpedoes, but 2 less destroyers to worry about is just fine by me. Let's resume speed and get
Slow
back
speed
on the
ahead.
surface.
Surface the boat.
We'll stay down here with most of the crew. And that's not a bad start. We'll have 1, maybe 2 more escorts we really need to worry about, and I would, like I say, prefer to not have to worry about them at all. We've got enough torpedoes for 1 battleship, for sure. They take a lot to go down, and it's a little bit frustrating. Anyway, I'll see you guys when we get closer to port. See you guys in a bit. Alright, well, here we are in the mouth of the harbor. Making it through here was pretty easy. We had 1 destroyer to sort of sneak past, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was a difficult time. It was just something we had to do. That's all. Let's get this periscope spun around and looking out in front of us, because we should start seeing, or maybe not. As you can see, it's a foggy, foggy day. But we should start seeing some ships as we approach into the harbor. Make no mind about these. These are just identifying the subnet, which we know it's possible to run into, and is, honestly, all things considered, not that disastrous. So we can see we've got a little liner over there,
Sighted. Bearing 5.
and we've got an escort right in front of us. In fact, let's get rid of the rear-facing tube and get started planning our assault. So, taking a look at this, obviously we're going to want to stay out of the visual and the sonar range of this guy, so we'll push this up to about there.
New waypoint.
And then
course 330. New waypoint.
just kind of
Course
skirt around him
351.
for coming up
New waypoint.
this way.
Course
That might be a bit
28.
too far. Until coming up to around there, then we'll see what we can see up in here. Alright, well, it's going to be a long time of sailing, so I will see you guys when we get into position. See you in a bit. Alright, well, look at that. Look at what we got in front of our
Target marked.
torpedo thingy. Periscope. Let's turn the TDC on.
Tracking new target.
Ladies and gentlemen,
2,
don't get excited. What we're going to be doing here is just trying to identify it to get a depth meter. So, let's see. Well, it's not a Nelson. It won't be any of these Americans. It's not a Queen Elizabeth. It's not a Royal Sovereign. Obviously, it won't be those. I don't think it's a Hood. I do believe we're staring down a Renown.
New contact. Merchant. Moving fast. Closing. Bearing.
Right.
108. Long range.
I think so. So, let's identify this guy as a Renown. Only 2,600 tons. That's not that great. Alright, well thank you. We can break the lock and then turn that off. But now, up in here, we've got a depth meter.
Torpedo depth
Handy
set to
dandy.
8 meters.
Okay. Now, we are definitely going to
All
want to
stop.
microwave this puppy, but let's check out our distance to target. 1 kilometer away, and then we got another battleship over here that's 2 kilometers away. So, let's get zoomed in. We are obviously hitting nice and low. In fact, I might just bring that up a
Torpedo
tad.
set to 8 meters.
And then what we're going to do is aim for the engine area with one of these guys. So let's go ahead and get... I don't want the screenshot. Oh, don't tell me F12 is the screenshot setup, but it's also the microwaver. So thanks a lot. Okay, you know what? Give me a few moments. I'll see if I can fix this. Alright, so when I went around to play around with the screenshot keys, Fraps closed itself. So we missed the shot on the Renown. We missed the first torpedo. It went a little bit under the engine. The second one, however, hit square right below the bridge, right nice and low, and it totally destroyed the Renown. We're now moving in on position to... that battleship there. We'll identify and get it all set up. So I will see you guys when we get in position. See you in a bit. Alright, well we got this ship in visual range. What I'm going to do is turn the TDC on. Do not get excited. We're not doing manual shots. Even though, I mean, this would be relatively easy to do. What we got to do is identify this ship for reasons. Now, we know it's not a Nelson or any of these Americans, but to me, it's looking like a Queen Elizabeth class. Or maybe not. Maybe it's more of a Royal Sovereign. That's what it's looking like. That smokestack is very close to the bridge, just like this, along with all the other doohickeys and things. We'll identify it as that, and then we will break the lock, turn off the TDC, and we can see we've got depth. It's lovely. So, we're going to send 2 torpedoes this way. The first one, actually, let's get both of these set up so I can just easily swap between the two. We'll go
force inside. Bearing
6 meters. From my experience with the Renown, I'm going to want to set these a little bit shallower if I'm going for the rear, because obviously the ship doesn't go all the way down to 9 meters everywhere. So let's go ahead and get a lock and fire that one off. We'll line up for the second shot, which can be a little bit lower because obviously we're going for basically right in the middle. Get those 2 guys off and going. And then we just wait. I'm not thinking any of these are going to miss. Like I say, or well, like what happened with the Renown, the first one might go under. We'll see.
Task force sighted. Bearing 351.
How we do. And we're obviously drawing attention from everybody. Although I don't think they're actually sending a task force out to get me, despite a battleship on fire and sinking over there. Still,
Torpedo impact.
I like that. Probably could have put that a bit further back.
Torpedo impact.
Alright, well we got some explosions billowing out through the ship, and we can see we've got ourselves a second kill. What? I know, it's crazy. And it is indeed a Royal Sovereign battleship. So, that's not bad. 60,000 tons for a day's work. If we take a look at our subsystems, we've still got quite a lot of battery power left. The CO2 levels, they're a bit of a concern. But that's okay. What we need to do now is set our speed.
New waypoint. Course 347. Returning to course.
Now
New
remember,
waypoint. Course 33. New waypoint. Course 3.
there's an escort parked somewhere there. And one thing I do want to do before
All stop.
getting too far is I want to try something. Something I've never tried. Wow. Sorry, Silent Hunter game. I thought we could hear a ship sinking. Well, you know what? Maybe it's because we are in a harbor, and that's why we can't hear him sink. Regardless, I call this mission a success. Now we just have to get back home in one piece. And I bet we can do that. So yeah, I'm going to maneuver my way out of the harbor, and I will see you guys when I got something exciting to share. See you in a bit. Alright, so we are out of the harbor. Mission successful. And we are going to head down, because if we take a look, let's scope things out. We got 5 torpedoes. We could probably do to get some more. We're going to head down to Helgoland, refit, or just resupply, and then probably head out to eastern coastal waters. We'll see if we can do any sinking along the way. Back to Helgoland. If we run into something, we will definitely investigate it. But for now, that's the objective. Head back there, rearm, refuel, and then start hitting the convoys on the east coast of Britain. While we were sailing out to Scapa Flow, obviously, a new mission popped up. The Northwestern approaches. We've got till April 1st, 1940. We got tons of time. We want to get that one done first. And, I mean, obviously, mission successful on breaking the fortress. So I will see you guys when we get to Helgoland, or if something exciting happens along the way. See you in a bit. Alright, well, we're here in Helgoland.
Escort sighted. Bearing 3.
We'll get our
4,
refit
1.
done. And we should have plenty of torpedoes. And plenty of fuel now. On our way down from Scapa Flow, we ran along the coast of Britain. Thusly, didn't run into anything
New waypoint. Course
at
3,
all,
5,
actually.
2.
No planes,
New
no
waypoint.
ships,
Course 354.
no nothing. Let's make sure that that's not going to have a bad time for us, and it won't. So, we'll probably want to put ourselves somewhere here, and then start investigating some ports. Maybe Grimsby, maybe Tyne, who knows where, but we'll find out when we get there. That's always a great possibility. Let's just check. We didn't pick up any promotion points yet. I'm convinced that we'll get those with our next end of
Smoke
patrol.
on the horizon. Bearing 17.
And we should have enough renown with those 2 battleships. Sorry, a battleship and a battle cruiser to get the old Grey Wolf looking a little less gray, or a little more gray. I guess it's kind of because the paint jobs are kind of a blue gray, but it might be time for the irregular shapes on the old girl. Get her looking a little better. Anyway, I will see you guys when I've got something exciting to share. See you in a bit. All right, well, as you guys can see, the RAF is out in force now. Well, maybe not force, but at least one of them we've drawn their attention. So we're going to want to try and shift up our course just a bit here and see if we can avoid them. Why on earth? I mean, obviously they can probably see us from the sky. We're not really deep enough to hide from them. I don't think they can hit us down here. So we'll just continue tooling around, avoiding aircraft as best we can, and I will see you guys if and when we get a convoy to sink. See you in a bit. Alright, so while I deal with this airplane, I'd like to just talk a little bit about the air war and how it works. Because currently, we can't aim that up high enough, can we? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Currently, nothing's gonna hit. That's fine. It's what, 5:30 in the morning? We're still off the coast of England. Of course, you will notice that this is the same twin-engine bomber that's basically been following us. Let's just get this gun reloaded. From yesterday. Which means it's followed me while I've been dipping, dodging, ducking and diving, remaneuvering, and all this stuff 20 meters underwater at night. And that's really where my big complaint with the way a lot of mods handle the air war. Mainly because base Silent Hunter 5, the air war was nothing. Like, you never really had to worry about airplanes for a very long time. That's not exactly correct. Obviously, a lot of U-boats in the war got sunk by airplanes, and they are indeed a pretty great threat to any U-boat captain. However, and I may be wrong on this, I will freely admit my understanding of all things World War II may not be the best. But I do seem to remember night flying was kind of a sketchy thing, especially in 1939. So this is where I start having issues with, like, mods cranking up air attacks. It's fine during the day, but they, especially early in the war, it wasn't, like, the nighttime was when the U-boats were relatively safe to go off and, you know, surface, get fresh air, recharge their batteries,
143,
and all these other things, which you can't do because, like I said, it's 5:30 in the morning. We've been going all night underwater. Our battery's down to 13%, and there's, like, you can't avoid these planes, ever. It's just me bitching. I'll find a way through it. I really don't like it, because what am I going to do? I can't refuel my batteries unless I'm on the surface. I can't be on the surface if it's 2:30 in the morning and twin-engine bombers are buzzing me like it's noon. Like, they shouldn't. The technology available, yes, they've got radar, and sure, they should be able to spot me, you know, I guess. But it's like the control.
Pressure hull breach! Flooding is under control!
Great. How bad's the damage? 97%?
Flooding is under control!
Dieter, we're totally fine. Where'd they hit us?
Flooding is under control!
Yeah, I'm aware. Maybe they didn't hit us.
Flooding is under control!
Oh my god, Dieter, yes, I'm aware. And we're gonna have another plane coming in at some point. But yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. From things that I've read about flying at the time, night flights, like I say, especially in 1939, were, you know, operations not to be taken lightly, and you wouldn't have a twin-engine bomber in the sky following the same U-boat all night. It's just You don't have the fuel capacity to do that. You don't have the navigational equipment to actually
Pressure
pull
hull
that
repaired.
off. Please just go down. I don't think he's going down. Well, that got him. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get our batteries recharged and not have to deal with the Royal Air Force for a bit. See you guys when I got something exciting to share. Alright, well, we've got ourselves a freighter just out there, and we've got 2 fighters that are strafing us. Now, I'm not concerned about the fighters strafing us. Sure, they'll probably do a little damage to the hull, but chances are these guys will wind up diving on us and crashing into the sea, because that's what fighters do when they start dive bombing
Full speed
submarines. So let's pick up the speed and let's see if we can observe them crashing. At least they should be crashing. That was definitely one of them down. And that will be... well, wherever the other plane is, it'll crash too. Eventually. How is the sub looking? Because I know we took some damage, but we're still doing fine. What we'll wind up doing is getting this freighter and then heading on home. So, I'd say we're getting pretty close to this guy. We can
Slow speed
probably slow things down a little bit. I don't think we'll be dealing with the RAF for a little bit. We are 2 kilometers out. The sea, she's a rough one today. There's no question about that. Let's load up our high explosives. And what did I say, about 2? That's 5. 2. Oh, come on. In fact, let's get even more zoomed in. Yeah, that'll do. Maybe a little bit higher. We want these shells falling onto the deck. Like so. Starting explosions. Starting fires. That was a miss. So let's... yeah. A little bit higher. I want to get it into the superstructure, if you will. And we're just a little bit too low. There we go. Yes. Well, I mean, that one wasn't as resounding a success as I had hoped. Come on. I think that was just a full-blown miss. Definitely a hit there. Causing some damage. I likes it. bring it down a little bit, see if we can get some shells falling into the aft cargo area. Nope. Bring it down a lot. Now that's... Well, you know what? I'll take that explosion. Still nothing, huh? I'm shooting like Max today. Well, maybe we should swap over to the armor piercing and just try out a couple of punches along the waterline. Just a little bit lower. And there we go, I believe. Well, maybe a little bit higher. Or I could watch where those shots are falling. Oh, that's definitely roughly the right distance. These waterline shots are nowhere near as exciting as blowing up a ship with high explosives. I will agree. But they should be just as effective when it comes to sinking. One hopes anyway. And I am impressed that this ship is still afloat. I will be honest with you. That may have been just a hair too short. Or maybe not. Are we going over the ship now? The starboard side of this ship has got to look like Swiss cheese. You can't complain about a shot like that. Absolutely. Wrecking this guy. Yet he's still afloat. Still... Maybe the mini-map isn't updating? No, it's definitely still there. Oh, good. I'm glad checking the map means everything reset. That's good. A little bit lower. How are you still alive, sir? There we go. Now she's over and done with. Excellent. Let's get back up on deck. And I think we'll head on home. There's no way that's enough to complete the mission, but we still have time.
Course 113.
That's not a concern.
Course 112.
What is a concern is our ship's hull,
Course 110.
obviously, and
New waypoint.
the fact that we are going to have
107.
more than enough renown for a new paint job.
New waypoint.
So let's
Course
slide on into
103.
Wilhelmshaven and get our ship refit, get our ship painted, get our ship ready to continue to pound the British. Ha ha ha. Alright guys, I will see you when I get back to port, or if anything exciting happens along the way. Sometimes this game just gives you exactly what you're looking for. We've got a freighter task force just out there, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to leave the episode here today, and tomorrow, whoa, let's not promise something I won't be able to deliver on. Next week, we will hit that convoy. But as for today, that's it. Key note with Silent Hunter, never save underwater. So the first thing we're doing next time is diving down. Regardless, thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. 99,999 tons. Breaking the fortress is complete. Obviously, that was quite successful. I'm happy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.